What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to do part 2 of the Hasbro Transformers Age of the Primes Silverbolt and Superion. So we just did the individual mode, we're going to do the combined mode. I'm going to assume that you got it out of box like this, you know, the jet mode and the combined parts, and we're going from there. Now, I already completed the individual review, so if you're interested in that, I'll link it at the end of this one. But let's get started. We'll start with these parts here. And we do have to take some things apart. So we're going to unpeg this from here on the top. We can open up this and that'll unclip this whole section. Rotate these down. Nice ratchet joints there. Rotate this chest panel up. And leave this down for now. So this is how it's going to look. Set that aside. Now we can take care of this. So we're going to unpeg these from each other, and then we're going to unpeg this from here. Same with this, and these make up the arms and legs. So we can take this, fold this over, and then we can come to here and flip open the thigh piece. And then come to here, push forward, and flip open the foot. And you can tell which side is which by tilting the foot. You can also tell by the color, but this is obviously this side. I'm going to rotate this. And this slides on. There's one side that's solid. So that ends up being sliding it. That's going to be the back. So you end up like this, right? I just find it easier to push it on from that side. So go ahead and do the same thing here. We're going to flip up the thigh piece, flip down the toe, then slide this in. And it does have a spring-loaded clip there. And then push that in. Alright, so here's how we're looking. Now we'll take care of this piece. We'll flip open the wrist, unpeg this from here. This is an accordion down and clip in there. This one is also going to do that, so you're going to fold this up, unclip this, open this up, and then you can put that back down, and now this will end up on the actual figure. And you can tell which side is which. This is going to be the right side. Alright, same for this one. We'll get this ready. Fold out the wrist, accordion this down, and set that aside. Alright, now we will take care of Silverbolt. Fold in the wings. You can kind of see it's almost in the right configuration. Unpeg the nose cone from the chest. We can open this up, fold in the nose cone, bring this down. You can bring up this section, flatten this out, and then tab this in. Alright, next we can bring this combined mode head down. You can see there's a little peg there, and that's going to end up going right into the back of that. So you're going to bring this down, and you can get that clipped in right there. Rotate that around. So bring this up here. We're going to clip this into the front. That goes pretty securely. And then on the back here, we have this tab that's going to tab into here. And then we can bring this tail fin back down. And then bring the nose cone down, tab that in. So it should all flatten out nicely. Alright. And now we'll take care of the arms. So these pretty simple, just slide it down over that mechanism. It kind of clicks into place. It has this little mechanism to hold it. And there is Silverbolt and his combined parts formed into Superion. It looks really good. You know, I'm surprised how good it looks. The chest especially has a painted surface there. All of this and the silver here, that part alone is painted, the red here. And that makes it really look good. I mean, it just looks premium because of that. We do have, obviously, some blank parts here for the leg. So let's get that part put together. You can see it's got a little automorphing thing here. So I'll show you how to do that. So let's bring in the leg. Here's Air Raid, already transformed. I already showed you how to do this in Air Raid's review, so I'm not going to cover it again here. But this will go in right here. You can see there's 2 circular slots and then 2 pegs down here. As you push it on, it's going to push forward on this and close up that door. So you want to get this top clip in first, then push down on the bottom and push forward into those pegs while you're pushing forward on that tab. And you can see close those doors. That's kind of cool. You know, I haven't seen a Superion do it that way before. I think it's kind of neat. So there you go for that. Let's do the arm as well. So here is slingshot. And this one you'll need something. Now you can use clips, but I just use a spudger. Pop it off. This part here will attach onto upper arm. Just securely put that in. It's a pretty tight fit. There we go. And then for the bottom one, same thing. We'll clip that in. There's 2 pegs here, and they show it with this tail folded out. And I guess you could do it either way, but get that on there. And you can store the guns on him. Actually makes more sense to have it this way. An alternate way is you could fold this up and have it like that, but official transformation has it like that. And there you go. There's Superion so far. And it's looking pretty good. Arms are a little kibbly, but overall pretty cool looking. Here's the back of the leg. It would have been nice if they had worked in a gimmick to be able to flip the leg to the front. I know that's asking a lot for a Hasbro figure, but let's go over his articulation. For the head is on a ball joint. It goes down to there, up to there, side to side, and it rotates around. These ears are separate pieces. A couple times I did knock it off as I was preparing for this review. They did that on purpose so that rather than breaking it when it hits a point where it can't move anymore, it just pops off. So that's a good thing. It's not loose, but it does come off if you put pressure on it. Shoulder will go out to there on a ratchet joint. It holds nicely. Rotates around on a ratchet joint. Really nice feeling ratchets. You know, they feel solid. Rotation at the bicep. Single jointed elbow gets you 90 degrees. Rotation at the wrist. No, I guess you could go in and out on it too. Coming down to the waist, you have a race rotation. No ab crunch, although you can kind of cheat if you undo this and you undo this and you undo this, which I undid too much. Here we go. Then you can get a fake ab crunch. Now there's no friction, so it just kind of flops over, but you could cheat for a picture and do that. But really, in reality, no waist pull or no ab crunch. Hip skirt, we'll get out of the way. Legs kick up to there on a ratchet. Painted surface here on the thigh. This part is just plastic color, but this part is painted, all three sides. Back to there, it holds, again, very nicely. Out to the side. This one doesn't hold as well. Yeah, so that was a little too heavy. Rotation at the thigh at a cut joint. 90-degree bend at the knee, gets you the full bend. And coming down to the feet, you have ankle tilt out to there. You can get the toe forward, so if you're going to try to do like a walking pose, you could cheat it. As far as weapons, we do get his blaster here that we used in that ship mode. We can fold this out, and that will peg into the hand. And there's actually a clip back here too, so you can see there's a slot on the back of the gun and a square peg. So this really secures to his arm because of both of those. And good looking gun. A little bit on the thin side, to be honest. But it's a pretty good looking gun. You can attach this here. At least I thought you could. Yeah, so you can attach this here. It looks a little weird, but you can kind of do something like that. Let's see if you can get it on this way. Yeah, I think that's basically it. You can kind of make it slightly bigger gun, but it does look good. And for size comparison, there it is next to the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, which comes up to about his top of the waist, which seems a little bit too small, but you have to keep in mind this guy scales pretty much exactly with the Studio Series Menasor. Actually, it wasn't Studio Series, it was whatever line that came in, and then the Devastator, Studio Series Devastator, which is coming out. So it kind of makes sense to have them all the same size. It's just this guy maybe is a little too big for scaling purposes, but there you go. It looks really good together. So final recommendations on the Hasbro Transformers Age of the Primes Superion. And just keep in mind, we are judging this thing without two of the limbs, but we can kind of basically get a gist of how this is going to work. And it's pretty good. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'll recommend it. Overall, I think it's pretty good looking. I love that they did paint in this chest area, because that's the thing you're going to see the most prominently, the face and the chest, and that's got the paint on it. So kudos to them for doing that. It's got pretty good articulation for a combiner. Nice ratchet joints hold the position. He's pretty dynamic for a Hasbro retail figure, so I was kind of surprised by that. Overall, the combining aspect, it works well. Everything kind of stays in put and stays in place. And it's pretty clean. I'm not sure if I ever showed the back, but you know, it's pretty clean overall. You get, well, we don't have this leg yet, but yeah, it just works. You know, it does what it's supposed to do, and it looks pretty good. Now, my only complaint along the way has always been, and it's still the same, is the size. Some of the, especially jet modes, look a little kiddie, a little bit too, you know, the proportions aren't quite right. But, I mean, that's in the eye of the beholder. I think overall, as a combined mode, though, it definitely looks great. So, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to Dr. Diecast for sending us for review. We'll see you next time.